Yeah.
Yes, sir. Here we are again.
Cheers.
Yes, indeed. I'm Dre. That is Rashad. And welcome to episode 15 of
See,
the
what happened was definitely never gets old, man.
No,
Definitely
it
never
does
gets
not.
old.
No, it does not. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the See What Happened Was podcast.
Yes.
You know, as we've said, life gets in the way, and we wish we could do these things a little bit more, but it is what it is. However, we're right here, right now, giving
That's
it
right.
to you live, raw, uncut, as it is.
That's right.
Rashad,
Yes, sir.
what's going on with you?
Lots of beautiful things, man. Living life. Making sure the finances are straight for, hey, at the day of my demise. Who knows? We never know what can happen, but making sure the family's straight, making sure everything is taken care of, you know what I mean? Putting my stuff in order, making grown man decisions, I don't even want to say adult decisions. I want to say grown man decisions.
Yeah.
You know, another promotion at work. And it's I tell you like this, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard not to start feeling yourself.
I know.
when you this is just off topic. When you come from where I come from and you don't have the, how can you say you just don't have you don't have certain opportunities. Let's say that you don't have certain opportunities, and you go down a different road in life, and you think you can't recover. Oh, but I tell you, with the Lord, there is redemption. So I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing now because I don't have the education. Now I'm not telling anybody don't go get education. Yes, get education. But that wasn't handed to me, so I had to figure it out. But because of my belief and because of my obedience and things like that, I am in a situation to where I can just smile every day, show up to work, get what I want. Kids aren't hurting, family's not hurting, nobody's hurting, everybody's great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was put in a position to where people say, "Hey, man, let's get that dude. Let's give him a opportunity. Let's give him more money. Let's give him more things because he can handle it." So, with that being said, things have been great, very great. How about for you? How's things going?
And
By the way,
yeah.
I'm drinking Martinelli, so I don't want nobody to talk about I'm a drunk. All right, just to let y'all.
Hey,
You know how it
Martinelli's,
is.
Martinelli's, if you're listening, give this man an endorsement. I'm telling you, for as much Martinelli's as he has, for as much as he drinks, man, hey, give him his props, man. Give him a little something.
Martinelli. Martinelli.
That's the plug. That
For
is
real.
the plug, Martinelli's. Let's do that.
Holla at your boy. Man.
Yeah, man.
So what's been going on with you, man?
It's pretty much the same thing, man. Just making sure that the finances are straight. Just finished filing my taxes for the year, and I'm telling you, when you start adulting, it's a totally different ball game out here. It's one thing, like when you're kids and you ain't got to worry about that kind of stuff because of course the parents are taking care of everything. But when you are now the parent and you have to pay taxes. You have to pay your federal taxes. You're paying taxes on a house
Yep.
and everything like that. I, for me, the craziest thing is when you get from having to file just a 1040 EZ. For those of you that don't know what that is, that's real old school. We used to do it on paper back in the day, but they, they still have them out. But that's just for people who aren't really making a lot of money and you don't have any deductions,
Yeah.
as in, you're not paying, any property taxes, you're not claiming kids and all that kind of stuff. Um, to having to do that and going from getting refunds to owing because you're making money. And that
Uh,
adage, and I always say it, the more you make, the more they take. When you start reaching that, six-figure range
yep.
and everything like that, the government's like, oh, you making six? Oh,
Click, click.
there
Brace
it is.
yourself.
Yeah,
Brace
yeah.
yourself, man. And I can contest to that because it's like even with this, and somebody told me like I'm fortunate to have some older cats in my life, and when I mean older, these cats is in their 60s, 70s. You know
Yeah,
what I mean, young man. This is what you want to do. When I got that bump in the promotion, and I'm like, oh man, eyes got wide, but I'm like, oh, now I got to put more money over here and put more
yep,
money over there
yep,
because automatically they look at that like, man, you can afford it, you got it.
yeah.
And I'm telling you, when I looked at my first deduction, man, I almost threw up. And I said, "That's how much y'all taking?" Yeah, no, 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 no. So, which is why I get it. Let's
Yeah,
let's put money in other places to make it
exactly,
work for you. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. You got to spread that money out, man. And speaking of these, are the things that we're talking about today. We're talking about finances and we're talking about health too, because they both go hand in hand. If your health ain't good, you're not making any money.
That's right.
Okay. So, but let's start with the finances first because, love that money. I ain't gonna, I ain't
Yeah,
gonna lie to you.
that
Um,
is right. And
if
yes, it does make the world go round. Let's not even pretend.
Yes, yes, it
You
does.
know,
Yes, it does.
um, I well, disclaimer. Okay, so we all know when I see that. Tastes good. Disclaimer. That age old money isn't everything. That's told by people who don't have none.
Yeah,
Why? Because I've said it. Okay. When I wasn't doing my thing, money ain't everything because I ain't got no money. But yes, I'm not saying it's like, oh, it's everything. Like, you know what I'm talking about.
oh
You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? Yes, it is because you need money to survive.
right.
Okay. You need money to survive. And there's a, oh, we got love, but love ain't never paid no bill. Period. So if you're saying that and you're living by that principle, money ain't everything, I think you're strange. I think you're a bozo because you need money to survive. Your children are gonna need money. You need money. But back to the topic at hand.
I mean, that is definitely on topic, man. I was going over some figures, and
Mhm.
really, what I'm talking to right now, I'm talking to black folks.
Yep.
Okay, um, this show is for everybody, but because of the fact that one, we are black. Two,
Yep.
we come from a community where people aren't as wise with their finances as they should be. We come from a time where lights have been out,
Yep.
water has been off,
Yep.
bills haven't been paid
Yep.
like they should have, and then you're wondering where the next meal is going to come from. You know, it's not fun. It's not fun,
No,
especially when
no, no, no cap.
yeah,
Real life.
we had to learn the hard way. But the thing about it is though we did make our mistakes on the way, what I can say is that we learned from those mistakes. And
Yes.
now we are where we are. So as grown men, we don't have to rob Peter to pay Paul. We're not out here having to, work hard, as much as we did when we were younger. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? It's just taking what we have, learning from the mistakes that we made before, learning from the mistakes that our folks made back in the day, and um applying it, you know.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but like I said before, black folks, we're not really as up on it as other races, you know. Um, but what we have to do, we have to learn about finances first and foremost. Is not just about making the money. It's about making sure that the money is going to the right places, making sure that the bills are paid on time, making sure that savings, are being done, making sure that we are preparing for retirement.
Yep.
We don't think about these things. We're so busy thinking about trying to keep up with the Joneses. Oh, I need this car, or I need this big house, and all that kind of stuff, that when it comes time to retire, you got to get another job because you don't have enough money to retire.
Yeah.
And what I would suggest is that you look at the state that you plan on retiring in, and look at how much money it's going to cost, for you to maintain a healthy lifestyle in that state.
Yeah.
You know, I know for Florida, probably where I'm at, I'd probably say we'd have to have at least maybe 1.5. The average really should be about 1.5 million if you can get there, you know, if you want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
But what happens is, again, we're not thinking about that stuff enough. And when it comes time to retire, you're looking around, and that social security check, you ain't gonna get that till you're about 67.
Yep.
Um,
67.
the average age of retirement is probably around 62 to 65, something like that.
And let's hope it stays there.
Yeah, yeah. But the thing about it is, as far as Social Security goes, we don't even know if it may even exist by the time we retire. We want to hope that it does,
Yeah.
but who knows? So you have to make sure that you have yourself financially savvy.
Yeah.
Um, Now, Rashad and I were talking about stocks earlier on. I'm not the most versed in stocks, but what I do know is that it's a good idea to do it.
Yes.
And you
Yes, it
don't have
is.
to be, you ain't got to be up on everything. I'm not checking like the Morning Star reports, which lets how stocks are trending and stuff like that. But if I see something that I like, I see something that I buy on a continual basis, and I know everybody else is doing it, I'm investing in it. And it's really working out for me
Yeah.
because I'm seeing gains like there's no tomorrow.
Here, here. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
That's true.
yeah,
And that's an avenue that a lot of black people don't travel down.
yeah,
And I'm speaking from experience. I don't travel down that road because I was that. Hey, I was that. I'm gonna just go day by day, which is a stupid way of thinking. You know, I'm looking towards the future. I'm looking towards, when I retire and like when my kids get older and things of that nature. But putting money away, especially in just into a bank account and you're saving it, it's not doing nothing for you. Why not put it someplace that it'll work for you? Now, of course, educate yourself on these things. You have to. But what I recently did was just that. Like, all right, well, I got this sitting over here. All right, let me put it over here. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, I was talking to Dre and we was talking about it. He put me on game with this company. I'm like, all right, cool. I got a little X amount over here. Let me throw it in there. And just the return in the past few days had just been nuts for me, you know. So I figured I'm gonna keep putting some extra money into that. Whether that's 25 a week, whether it's 100 a week, if you can afford it. But start somewhere
Yes.
looking towards your future
Yes.
and you won't be sorry.
Yep.
You will not be sorry. um Speaking of something like that, I know of a situation of a gentleman I heard about who, he recently passed and he's younger than me and there was no money to bury him. So basically, his funeral was delayed because Mama got to get out there, fry fish, wash cars, knock, do all that type of stuff. That's the stuff we don't want, especially as
Right.
black people. Like I say, I'm speaking to black people, and everybody can grasp it, but black people, we're not taught that. We're not taught to look through the future, toward the
Right.
future. Some people may be. I do know some black individuals that their parents set them up and set them up nice. They ain't got nothing to worry about. But that's where me trying to be at. That's where D trying to be at. Same thing.
Yep. And going back to stocks real quick, I just looked this up, and according to the Wall Street Journal, nearly 40% of Black Americans own stock in 2022, compared to 61% of whites. This is an increase um, from where it was a couple of years ago, and definitely, from a decade ago. And that's good. That's good. And most of it, I'm sure, young black kids, young black adults are looking into these things, and they're starting to, take their financial health seriously. Credit,
Yep.
since we're on the subject of finances, please, please, please look at your credit. Look at your credit to make sure that everything is on the up and up. You should have an average score of about 720. Okay. It's not that difficult to do. If you are able to manage your money successfully, pay your bills on time, have a good mix of credit, revolving credit, which is your credit cards, installment credit, which are your loans. Now, having said that, student loans, that's good debt. If you're looking at, personal loans, for dumb stuff, obviously that's bad debt. You want to make sure that your credit is good so that you won't have to worry about having a, high
Yeah.
interest rate. And that's for if you're going for a credit card, if you're going for a home, if you're going for a car, your credit is so important in that. The
And
last
since
thing you
you
want, go
since you're
ahead.
talking about high interest rates, please explain that because some people don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay, so basically what happens is if you are, say you're getting a loan, okay? If your credit score is bad, you're going to get a loan, you're going to have to pay a high interest rate, which means that you're going to be paying more for that loan over the time that you're asking for that money.
Yeah.
So,
So breaking it down, if you're asking for $5,000, right? By the time you pay that money back, you probably would have paid. This might be a little extreme, but you probably would have paid about $10,000 back.
yep, that's basically 50% on that.
Yeah.
And
because
yeah,
they really get you with them extras. So
yeah, yeah, they
watch
do.
out for that.
They do. And that's why it's important. Like I said, man, you know, you look at your credit report, see what your debt is, see if you can consolidate. Speaking of consolidations, I'll tell you a quick story of mine. Now, when I got divorced, okay, I had to take out a loan of $20,000 because, like, at the end, dealing with these attorney fees because they charge for everything and that stuff added up. By the time I got finished, matter of fact, let me back that up. I had to take a $20,000 loan in addition to the money that I had already spent because, man, I was going basically about to go broke behind this stuff because it was so much that was going on at that time. And I ended up spending close to 40 grand when it was all said and done. So what I had to do was immediately I jumped on the payback train. Fortunately I was still making good money at the time, so I had enough to put away. And then after that, once I got the loan down to a certain amount, and it took me probably about a year or so to do that, I consolidated. I consolidated the loan, or I consolidated the attorney fees, along with everything else that I owed, and I took out a $40,000 loan. Now, the thing that saved me, because that loan I only had to pay interest, it was like 10%.
Hmm.
And the reason why is because my credit was still very high because I had been paying all my bills. I hadn't been lacking on anything. See, and that's the importance of making sure that your credit is good. Because if you've got some high credit, the banks will take that risk on you and they'll say, okay, well, we'll give you, X amount of money. And then, based on the length it takes, we'll give you, uh, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10%, or whatever the case may be. Now, of course, the lower your credit score, the higher the interest rate.
Yep.
You might
Higher
be
the risk.
paying, yeah, 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 exactly. You might be paying 15, 20%, on a loan because your credit sucks. So you have to be very mindful. And like I said before, if you haven't done so already, pull your credit report. I mean, there's really no excuse now. You can do it for free. Freecreditreport.com. If you have a credit card, credit cards these days, the companies, they will allow you to have access to your credit score.
Yep.
Now I have, FICO, TransUnion, and Equifax due to the credit cards that I have. You go to Credit Karma, you can get your TransUnion and Equifax. And then Experian, if you get on Experian, they'll give you your score for free. So there's really no excuse
None.
to check your financial health to see how things are doing. If you know you owe, pay them people back.
Yeah. Pay it.
Simple as that. Pay them people back. Well, I ain't got the money. Well, you can call and negotiate.
Yeah.
You can do that.
And I say this every year. Every year I jump online and I say this. This is the season of the once a year ballers that are coming up.
Yeah.
Why? Because everybody get their tax return and think they just balling out of control. But instead of taking that money and going to buy them J's or going to buy this foolishness, pay your bills off.
Yeah.
How much is a piece of mind worth? Pay your bills.
Yep.
To me, it's simple. And that's what I used to do. Like, all right, cool. If I know I owe this amount on a credit card or I get my taxes, boom, there it is. Pay it off. You know what I mean? Which is why I don't like to owe nobody. I don't like to owe people. I don't like bills like that. Pay the bills on time, pay things off, especially if you have a nice amount of change. Some people got like, some people get 3,000, maybe $4,000, whatever it is you get. Look at what you owe and just pay
Right.
it off.
Right.
You owe the water company, you got a balance, pay it off.
Yep.
Gas and electric, whatever, pay it off. Put an extra 2 payments on your car off, pay it off.
Yeah, that
Simple,
part. That part.
simple.
Yep.
But a lot of the mentality, oh, I want to go get the lobster steak. Oh, I want to go to Monaco. I want to go do this. I want to get to go and blow their money off on stuff that not gonna mean nothing once you do it.
Right. Right.
Pay your bills. Get out of debt. You'll
Yep.
feel much better.
Yep.
And
Know,
all the mental health you will gain when you do that.
absolutely.
Trust me.
Absolutely.
I mean,
You
PSA.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. For
Are
sure.
you afraid of answering your telephone? Creditors calling you in the middle of the night? Are you afraid of going to the mailbox? Simple. Pay your bills.
That's all you gotta do. And man,
Man.
it's a great feeling
Yeah.
that when something goes on, the creditors aren't calling me. You know what I'm saying? I call them
Yeah.
if there's something going on and say, hey, thus and so is this and this. And they say, oh, Mr. Murvin, yeah, we'll take care of it and all that. And that's like one of the biggest things right there, too, man. When they know that you're about business,
Yeah.
they know that you're paying your bills. You might be ahead of your bills. They'll be more obliged to help you out.
That
Than
there is a real flex.
Yeah, yeah,
As y'all
that,
like to say online, that's a real flex.
yeah,
Paying your bills,
yep,
being about business.
yep,
That's a real flex. Not that, oh, I got the BMW. Who cares? Not
right,
that I got the new J's. I mean, like I said, if you can afford it, fine and dandy.
yep.
But if you know you can't afford it, don't do it.
That's
But
right.
that's a real flex, knowing you don't owe nobody.
That's right.
You can get things done if you need it done.
Right.
That is a flex.
That's right. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. It's a beautiful thing, and to be able to make the money that you make, being able to put the money away like you're supposed to. I put money in savings. I put money in my daughter's accounts. I invest in stocks and stuff like that. I'm to a point to where I got more money than month. And that is definitely the biggest flex. And I don't have to get out here and, purchase the uh expensive car and stuff like that. Yep, my car is brand new, it is actually it's a 2020 3. I bought it in 2023.
Hmm.
But the thing about it is it's good for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? The difference between, my Mitsubishi PHEV, that's the electric, the hybrid, and a Mercedes is that they both end up on the side of the road. So what really doesn't matter other than trying to front for people who really don't give a crap about you anyway.
Truth. That's
You know,
true. I see more Mercedes and things on the side of the road than I see in any car.
yeah,
The
yeah,
mechanic I go to, it's like, man, these things come in here like clockwork.
yeah,
You know, what's the point? Point is, get you something that gets you to point A to B.
that's right.
Because you really want, unless you just really like Lexus, BMW, all that stuff, and that's just your thing. What I'm talking about is I have to get this thing to show off for other people,
Right,
to make other people believe that I got some money.
right, right.
I don't understand that mentality. I understood it when I was doing it, But now that I'm an adult, I'm like, what the heck was all that for?
Yeah.
Same thing like when you're young, you stay up all night and you're partying, you're drinking all that. Now, me being almost 45, I'm like, what was I trying to prove? That I could be a fool and run myself into the ground every day? That's stupid. Like, really look at things. The older you get, you start looking at stuff like, man, that wasn't the best idea. And what I'm trying to get out is do it before you get to that age. Do it before come to the realization now. Don't wait till you far off into your years when you start thinking about stuff. Do it now. Which
Right.
is like I try to teach the kids, all right, you're young, but let me tell you how this game works. Let me tell you what's gonna happen. Start thinking about this stuff now, which is why I tell the children, all right, parents are taking care of everything. All the little extra money you get, put into this stock. Get these stocks. And by the time you in your 20s, you have a nice little nest egg. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Financial literacy, having a plan for yourself,
Yep.
your health, physical health, spiritual health, mental health, all of that stuff, hand in hand.
Yep. And speaking of health, overall physical health, we're going to transition to that real
Yep.
quick. Man, I will tell you, because the family history that we have, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes. We now have cancer in the family. We have lupus in the family. It is very important, especially these days where we have the food that we eat. They're pumping it with steroids and all these dyes and stuff like that, causing these carcinogens to come up and whatnot. um, you got to be mindful about your health.
Yep.
Men, I will tell y'all this, and it bears repeating because I know I said this last year. Do not be afraid or ashamed to go to the doctor if you have some issues going on, especially when it comes to the plumbing, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
Because you may find yourself in a situation which you may not be able to get out of because you waited so long to get checked out.
Facts.
Yeah, it'll be coming up probably later on this year. Take a family member to the doctor day and stuff like that. Like I said it before. Get your colonoscopies done. Get that prostate checked. Make sure that your blood work is good. Get yourself tested every year, especially if you're promiscuous. Get yourself tested for HIV. Syphilis is on the rise now, which is crazy, because that stuff was just so back in the day, and now it's making the comeback. You can't be out here reckless,
Yeah.
especially the older that you get. The older that you get, the worse off you're gonna be. So you definitely want to make sure, especially those of you that are young, that you are getting tested on a regular
Yeah.
for this stuff. you know you mess around and be burning and can't put that fire out, you feel me? So so
Oh, Eddie Murphy. You keep that forever like luggage.
like luggage. Shout out to Eddie Murphy.
and, and it's really it's a real thing. You know what I mean? It's like you at the end of the day, all you have is your health, man, and to let something like that take you out over something you can control. You can control that stuff. So control it. I get it. We are God. We're human. I get it, but think about it now. If I go down this road with this one, and that one, it's crapshoot. One day you're gonna crap out.
Yeah,
You know, and to be honest, some people have already crapped out. They just don't know it yet.
right.
So you got to get
Right.
tested. You got to check yourself, man. You
That's right.
have to. And men are one of the biggest ones. It's like what I don't know won't hurt me, but what you don't know will hurt you
Yeah.
in the long run. As my mom would say, things start falling off. You know, things start falling off. But I am one. I am not afraid of it. You know what I mean? I cough wrong, I run to the doctor. Yo, yeah, gotta check me out because I want to be around. I have to be around. You know, especially playing with the silent killer, which is blood pressure.
Yep.
You have to really watch out for that. Tell you a quick story just recently where I was out and just enjoying time, and I'm sitting at a table. There's another table, then there's another table where this dude was. This dude sat down with some other people. He's about to enjoy some burgers and fries. Dropped dead. This was 2 weeks ago, right where I was. And when I tell you my appetite went out the window, my appetite went out the window. Now, this was a large gentleman. You can tell he was like a little unhealthy, but who'd have thought he was getting ready to enjoy his burger and fries and he just died right there in front of me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure if this gentleman, and I don't know if he was, maybe he wasn't, but I'm willing to bet if he would have been to the doctor and kind of worked on himself, that would have been his fate.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. In this time, especially those of us who are in our 40s, yeah, you want to make sure. I mean, I'm gonna be 48 this year, and man,
I'd be 45 on the
boy,
28th.
you're knocking on that door.
Yep.
Hey, it's 50. Can you come out and play? I mean, I do want
Uh,
to be in that position to where I can say, yeah, I'll come out and play.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'll play a little safer than what I was when I was, in my 20s,
Yep,
in early 30s. But yeah, I can come out to play. My blood pressure's good. For me, I gotta work on getting back to the gym.
yep,
Because I've been slacking for months, and a lot of stuff is just because of work, which I used to work out in the morning time, but now it's cold and it's not a motivator, for me to
yeah,
get
yeah,
out
yeah.
and go. But I'll definitely be back to it. I know I got to lose 10 pounds off top, according to my doctor. And, I want to live, man. I want to get off these meds. I want to get off the blood pressure and the cholesterol medication and have a normal life.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
um, I still have some things that are going on. I gotta, get tested for some stuff, and prayerfully everything will be just fine. But I have learned that I can't take my health for granted, because taking my health for granted, I'm taking my wealth for granted. And I'm not trying to be on any kind of light duty at work, or short term or long term disability,
yeah.
because I neglected my health. So it's important, especially you men around our age, especially you black men around our age, get yourself together, because you want to be here for a long time, not just for a good time.
Yep.
And I've seen quite a few people my age, classmates, on Facebook, finding out they are now gone, heart attacks and such, man. It's not a good look.
Wow.
It is not a good look. So, take care of yourself,
Yeah,
and make sure, and especially, when it comes to that, taking care of yourself, if you get to a point to where you are dealing with these issues, cancers and stuff like that. And even if you're not, if you are more aware of the fact that we're all going to leave this earth one day,
Yeah, definitely.
you need to be thinking about wills. You
Yep.
may be thinking about trusts, as Rashad was saying to me offline, making sure that your legacy is secured, making sure that your kids are taken care of. You're in the hospital, look at maybe a DNR order if it's that bad.
Yeah.
Um, People need to know what your wishes are. You may want to think about power of attorney as well. Want to think about that insurance as well.
Yep.
Like Rashad was saying before, man, ain't nobody, we're not trying to have fish fries and GoFundMe accounts to bury you.
Nope.
Get that stuff
Ain't with it.
taken care of so your family doesn't have to.
Yeah.
And like we were saying before, you talking about flexing. That is a big flex, knowing that you have your family set up in the event that you are no longer here.
Yeah. That's right. And it's a reality, you know. Just like I was explaining, the guy that I know of, that I don't know him personally, but I know of him, that just croaked. And his mom was trying to. He was like around a little bit younger than us, but n- fish fries and barbecues and all that, trying to raise this money. But if the money was already there, you wouldn't have to worry about that stuff.
Right.
Like, I just went ahead and got my second policy. I got a policy through my job, and I got an outside policy.
Yep.
That if something happens to the Rashad, everybody's gonna be straight.
Right.
They'll be taken care of. I don't have debt like that, and I don't even want to have debt like that. Which is why it's like, uh, the money's all there. Gonna put me in a box and let my money go on by this way. You know what I'm saying? But just know you'll have money. Like, oh, Pops was thinking about us. And you can go and do what you do. Now
Right.
set things up, which is like the will and live in trust. The will is like, hey, this is where I want all my stuff to go. But if you have that live in trust, that is like the breakdown is already there. Who's gonna get what? Nobody outside can come and contest that. It's already set in stone. This is what it is. Because nowadays a will just isn't getting it.
Mm.
People still having problems even with it. Well, the will says this. I understand, but now it's harder to take that will and go to the bank and close accounts and do this and this and this and this and that. They want to let you jump through hoops. But with that live in trust along with that will, it's like, boom, here it is. Who are you? I'm this, da 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 da. All right, boom. Here's the money. Here's this and this and that. There won't be any fight to it. you know
Right.
yes, these things cost a little bit of change. I'm not sure how much, but I mean, people spend that kind of money on packages of cigarettes a month. You know what I mean? So I said all that to say it's affordable. You can do it. You can really do it. Set your kids up for success.
And that's what it's all about. Making sure that the future is well secured,
Yep.
so your family won't have to worry about you, and they can go on with peace of mind in anything. They'll know that you set them up well. I mean, that's what it's all about. You taking
That.
care of them even in the afterlife.
Yep. Goals.
That's it. That's it. Grown folk goals.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Grown folk goals. I'm way past the kid games. You
Yep.
know what I mean? It just seemed like you reach a certain age, and I'm not saying don't wait till you get that age, but you reach a certain age and like a switch flips on. Like, man, I need to do this, and you do that. Like, you really nobody really knows how much time they have left, but
Right.
don't speed the time up.
Right.
You know, don't speed the time up. I'm trying to be here till I'm at least 85. Then I don't think I want to see no more. Peace.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
if you talking about Papa said 85, he was done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I had what? It was like 40 more years. Like, and I know I laugh about it. I'm like dead serious. Like at 85, I can go. I ain't
Yep.
trying to be 102. Nah, body weary.
Yeah, yeah. Bernie Mac.
I'm tired. I'm tired. My body weary.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, man.
Rest in peace, Bernie Mac.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
Yes, sir.
indeed. Well, I think that's all we got to say about that.
Yeah. Say it all in love. You know what I mean? Just and ladies, we ain't talking about you. You know, we ain't talking about y'all. We talking to the men, you
Yep.
know, men. Because actually there are a lot of women that actually think this way. But us men, it's just about getting what we can get right now,
Right.
living for the right now,
Right.
which is why a lot of ladies are really upset with a lot of y'all because you don't have no dreams and ambitions.
Mm, mm. Whoa, I think that's another story for another time because yeah. Yeah, yeah, because we can have a whole episode on that alone.
I
Um,
think we will one day.
man, yeah.
Like
Don't even get
fellas, let's talk. Don't get mad at us.
yeah,
We just trying to learn from mistakes.
yep,
Learn from a lot of our mistakes.
yep.
You
Talking to
know what I
you,
mean?
talking to
Yeah.
you, Pookie and Ray Ray.
Yeah.
Talking to you.
Talking to you, the tattoos all over the face, and look at me, yeah. It's stupid. It's really, really dumb.
Fighting
I
over a
mean,
block you don't even own. That's like, bro,
excuse
I can't.
me. You know, that I never understood.
Yeah.
It's my block. It's my neighborhood. It's my. You don't. Oh, I mean, you ain't Johnny Gill. My. It's not yours. You know, my this, my that. It's not yours. You don't own it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they don't care.
Yep.
Because you know what they gonna do? Take you, lock you up, make money off your black behind, and you in there like, oh, this is my cell block.
You're right. Once again, you don't own it.
The math, what they say? The math ain't mathing.
Oh
Make
man.
it make sense. And I
Yeah.
got I got a lot of homies and folks that I came up with that was the same thing. This is my street. And even then I'm like, how? What are we talking about here?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't yeah. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I
Yeah.
really don't.
That's
I really don't.
definitely that is definitely a conversation for
Yeah.
another time because
Another
we could go
time.
off on a tangent on that. I
Oh
know I
man.
could,
Eh,
especially in the business that I'm in and seeing that stuff every single night. Boy, I got some stories for y'all,
Man.
but I just can't tell them
Uh
right
yeah,
now.
for sure.
Oh man. Yeah, this is going to do it
Wow.
for another episode of the See What Happened Was podcast. We
Yes.
thank y'all for joining us. If you want to get in touch with us, you can hit us at the Murvin Brothers on IG. Obviously, we are on YouTube at the Murvin Brothers. Please check us out.
Yes.
Share, like, and subscribe. Please
Yes,
subscribe to this, man. We want
please.
to get to a point to where we can do this all the time, but we definitely need the subscriptions. Let us know that you like what you hear, you like what you see. You can listen to us anywhere you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that stuff. We're on it.
Yep.
Now, for our personal ats, you can get with me at Dre_all day 24 on Instagram. I'm Dre All Day Murvin on Facebook. You can get with Rashad at
Rashad the Toy Collector Instagram, Rashad the Toy Collector on YouTube. You can also check out the gospel rap music that I have as MOG Murvin, YouTube, MOG Murvin on Instagram. There it is.
Sounds like a winner to me.
Yes.
Once again, I am Dre. That is Rashad. And we will see you next time on
See? What happened was y'all be cool. Y'all be cool.
All right. Peace. Good night, Ralph.
Good night, Penguin.